That's real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Here we go! Yo, welcome back to the show. Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com. It's Tuesday, January 18th. Good morning, Powers.
Good morning, Beef.
And good morning, Rico.
What's
up?
I'm back, baby. Back in the saddle. Good morning, gentlemen.
Yes, I'm so glad you did not join a cult to Mexico.
Who says I didn't?
Oh, yeah.
Good point. Look at his hair.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, he does look like Sinead O'Connor right now. Very monk-like.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I guess we'll just start off the show like this. Do the $1 million question.
Mm-hmm.
Did you join a cult?
I can't answer that.
Okay, so
You
if
gotta
you're in
give
a
him collateral first. That's how these
I
cults
went
work.
to the jungle. You know, it's like Colonel Kurtz in Apocalypse Now. I got into some stuff.
yeah, so just to recap, Rico went to Tulum last year, and which is by
Last year.
Cancun. It was last year,
Technically.
2021. And we haven't seen him since. And we were keeping updates, just following his Instagram, Unreal Rico, and just making sure that things were on the up and up. And the idea was if he was around internet that was good enough, maybe jump in on the stream, but he was full-blown party mode. He was just in Mexico, so he wasn't waking up in time for the show, which is fine. I totally understand that. But I was concerned because I was just like, how much ayahuasca are they going to feed you?
Right.
Did you do any ayahuasca?
I had the chance. I met a girl there, and
Of course you did.
Yeah, it's like a yoga community. It's a crypto community. It's just a foodie community. It's everything. Like
That's what I'm saying.
the crazy jungle people. And I was with this girl. She's like from England, and she's a sweetheart. I love her. But we had a conversation because she's one of those spiritual healer types.
Yes.
And I brought that up about ayahuasca, and she's like, "Oh, I actually have some in my fridge."
Of course you do.
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
wasn't joking. And I
Of
was
course
like,
not.
"This is amazing."
This is like a hipster cult, really. I mean, you have all these like super hipster communities.
Mhm.
Like if you're gonna go in, and if I was to see you join any cult, it would be the super hip cult. Like,
yeah.
the cult that would like have their nose up in the air, being like, "Oh, you're not cool enough to be in this cult."
Yeah.
Type of cult.
You got to wear the Tulum garb.
Yeah.
The big hats, and like the Clint Eastwood poncho stuff.
They're like,
Yes.
try these
Yeah.
flower petals. Here's these spices. And have you heard about NFTs?
Yes.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, because there
Nailed
was
it.
like workshops and everything that was going on down there.
Oh yeah, it was weird. Like the first week I was there, it was just a whirlwind between different events to go to. Like I had a crypto community I met down there. There was like a little comedy scene. I met people there, and then there was like a wellness retreat where I went down to a cave and did like meditations. I was like, what is life?
Yeah.
In 1 week in the jungle in Mexico. And
Yes.
then,
I
of
saw a
course-
lot of those questions pop up in your
Yeah.
stories. Is what is life? And that's
What is life?
I was like, oh, they're pulling them in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
I did. Like I told people there, I was like hanging out. It's like this weird like Greek siren thing where they were just like, you don't have to leave,
Yeah.
It's like a Peter Pan stuff. I was like, I have to go back. And they're like, why? And I was like, because my family in Arizona, it's Christmas. And they're like, they're still going to be there.
We're your family
Don't worry,
now.
your family now. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't do that. Stop it.
Holidays are just constructs of
Oh, yeah.
society.
Exactly.
They're
Doesn't
not
exist
real.
down here.
This is real.
This
Yeah.
is real.
yeah. We're your family now, Rico.
Right. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, unfortunately, I'm out of money. So they're like, oh, then get out.
Yeah.
You can't pay us for this retreat. You're out.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
we have a lot of catching up to do in the podcast broadcast later on with Rico, because that's just the tip of the iceberg as far as questions are concerned. And then we'll go through a couple of his favorite shots on the slideshow. Plus, over the weekend, you may have seen Powers. He was hosting Dillinger Days at Congress.
Yeah.
And if you didn't see him in person, you might have seen him on TV, on the news,
Yeah.
and not committing a crime. We're going to relive that in a podcast broadcast later on. And what's funny is that today on the show, I usually bring Powers in with me. We carpool because he lives like around the corner from my house. And I told him, I was like, just a heads up, my boss is back and he'll probably want to talk to me after the show. And you see Powers essentially like in a balloon getting deflated. Like, God damn it. Okay, fine. I'll drive my own car.
Yeah, let me just start walking backwards to my car.
Yes.
Right.
So because he doesn't want to wait around while I get stuck in what we call the Mac trap. Now, he might get upset me saying this, but while driving here to work, I came up with the perfect analogy as to what it's like to talk to my boss, who I dearly love. You know, he's a genuinely nice guy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's all repeat and he's all filler, no killer. And here is the breakdown, like the analogy. Okay, you know, I've been watching Peacemaker on HBO Max. Before every episode, you get a little bit of recap, and then you get episode. He's 55 minutes recap, 5 minutes new content every single hour. Right? It's a 55-minute recap. And then 5 minutes episode. Imagine how maddening that would be if you're watching Netflix. You got to go through 55 minutes of recap to get to 5 minutes of content. Yep. That's essentially my meetings and something to look forward to after the show today. I have a 55-minute recap meeting and 5 minutes of new content that I get to hear. And then I'll get out of here today, maybe noon if I'm lucky.
Yeah,
we'll see. All right, let's get this show moving. We got the Morning Moron coming up. I do have some tickets to give away. Beef Cheap Seats is going to be listener bait today. Our next tease and welcome to the streaming. I got some friends with me. I got
welcome
Powers.
to the streaming. Me and these guys are doing some memeing.
Oh, look at Rico
I got
with the bars.
some coffee. I got some creaming.
Yeah,
oh, nice.
You take all night, I'll have you screaming.
Keep going.
Yeah. You want me to drop a beat or something?
Drop a beat, but we over here ATM.
ATM?
A-teaming.
Oh, A-team.
I'm no Machine Gun Kelly, forgive me.
No.
That's a compliment to yourself.
I don't have Megan Fox in my car right now.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
No, I know.
No, fortunately.
Did you see the outfit that he was wearing when you proposed to her?
I know people are ragging on it. I forgot what it was.
The
It
jokes-
looked like the ref, like from the Foot Locker.
Yes.
Okay,
And,
yeah.
and Foot Locker responded via
Of
tweet
course.
saying we let him have the day off. So he was
That's
he was
fantastic.
not on the clock when he proposed to
Foot
Megan
Locker and
Fox.
Wendy's going for the.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tweet way better than us.
Oh yeah.
For sure. So yes, Rico is back in full force, in the flesh. You guys can't tell because you're just watching him on the stream, but Powers and I made sure to touch him to make sure that he felt physical contact
Not a hologram.
outside of his metaphorical family
Yes.
that he
Metaphorical.
forged in Mexico.
And the
until now.
Yes.
metaverse where he resides sometimes as well.
Oh yeah.
So why'd you shave your head?
Because I'm having a Britney Spears meltdown, a transition in my life, if you will.
Are you?
No, I just felt like
hope
shaving
not.
it.
You
It's
got
just,
to just freshen up once in a while.
Exactly.
Just
It's
take it
new.
down.
I literally went to like Supercuts and I was. She's like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna make it easy on it, lady. I'm having a mental breakdown." She's like, "Okay, you want a shaved head?" I'm like, "Yep."
So funny.
No, it's just because I don't want to mess with it anymore. I'm just like, it's easy to wake up and walk out. I like that.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're like, well, give me the haircut that looks like I don't care.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And they're like, okay, yeah, we'll give you the Tucson 2.
I want
Tucson
the Tucson 2. Take it down to a 2.
Exactly.
And just
She's
go.
like, you want a complimentary neck tattoo as well? I'm like, nah.
Not there yet.
I'm good.
Yeah, not until I change the address on my license, my driver's license, so I get the neck tattoo.
Take care of business.
So funny. Your mustache is pretty good, but I think you look better cleaned up.
Yeah,
I think you look
fresh. A little
Yeah.
fresher.
Now, at any point, did you consider staying down there? Because I felt like there was
God.
a good chance
Yeah.
that if you figured out a way to make money, because it looked beautiful. We were stalking your Instagram on the stream for quite some time.
Yeah.
So we were seeing your stories and, you know, the little swimming holes you were going to, the taco stands. You made me very envious because I'm a huge fan of Mexico.
Yeah.
And I've only really been to Rocky Point, unfortunately. So I there's a lot of places in Mexico I need to discover. I'm not scared of Mexico.
Mhm.
There's definitely places I would avoid, but it is beautiful. And we need to open up these borders and really just be one nation.
Hey
you
man,
know?
getting all political now, dude.
That's
Well,
not political. That's
geez.
just that's good.
Human nature.
I'm a
Yeah.
humanitarian,
Needs
yeah.
Borders.
Just for the beaches. I mean, we could be mad at countries that don't have beautiful beaches, but let's drop the beef with those who do have beautiful beaches. Be like, you know
There are a
what?
lot of
You
hot
guys-
beaches in Tucson. What are you talking about? Oh, beaches like sand. I get it.
Oh, misogyny.
Yeah, we're gonna have puns like that all day long. Don't forget, if you guys are checking out the stream, to comment below on our sub sandwich bracket. We want to know, what is your favorite chain restaurant?
It's getting heated.
Sub bracket. Yeah, there's a lot of different comments. Of course, a lot of people writing in Chiba Hut, which I'm like, dope.
By the way,
All
a
the
lot of,
stoners.
well, listen. If no one writes in for one of them, then that means Chiba Hut's going to get put right in there
Oh,
100%.
because that means they beat out the other thing 2-0 or 3-0. I said Write them in.
Write
Let's
'em
go.
in.
Proactive potheads. Get at it. Come on.
Right.
There was
Yep.
a spot that was mentioned where I'm like, oh, well, Bison Witches, which I just went to on Saturday, which is a great spot. I didn't even realize they had a bar in the back of the little back patio
Bison
part.
Witches is one of my
I feel
favorites.
like everything has a bar now. Chuck E. Cheese started the trend. And then
Smart.
Yeah, one of the funniest things I've ever seen, real quick. I was at a Chuck E. Cheese for something, and it's just a thing. It's a spigot in the wall that just says wine.
Right.
I was laughing my ass off. Wine goes good with cheese.
Yeah, I bet I bought lunch.
Brilliant.
Excuse me, for my daughter for her birthday, and we were with family. $150 is how much I spent at Bison Witches.
Gee.
What?
Yeah,
Were you
$150.
drinking?
It's
Wow.
expensive. Yeah, we had some Bloody Marys, but
Oh, there you
still,
go.
Some
150
boar's
bucks.
head.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
God.
so Bison Witch is great, but they're not a chain. In fact, they tried to open a second location in Tempe, but the location they chose wasn't the best location for them, and it went out of business. So
Oh.
there's only
What? That's
one.
the first one I was at in Tempe. That was like the one that was there a long time ago.
Yep, a long time ago, and it was only for a short amount of time. I mean, it is a staple of U of A to have Bison Witches. It's a staple of 4th Avenue. So
Used to be
for them
Mill
to think
Avenue.
if they go to the college town to our rival, that would be successful for them isn't far fetched. But unfortunately, people weren't on board with the delicious sandwiches and bread bowls that Bison Witch provides.
Oh yeah.
I do wish their bread bowls were sourdough though. Don't fuck with the white bread. I mean,
I will say, write your votes. So we put a graphic up. Go to the KFMA page and you can see the graphic. You can comment on that. But if you do just happen to comment here, I will write them all down and I'll make sure we add them.
Oh, or you could comment and help us build
comment
our
on the actual graphic.
Yeah,
but
comment on the graphic because it will help our reach and our engagement as we spread the gospel of the show.
And
We're
powers his
marketing.
resume.
So I refuse to write this stuff down. Get to work. Go click 3 clicks and do it yourself.
But I do appreciate you going up and beyond for our streamers here. That's customer service. Yes, but at the same time,
Call
it's
of Duty.
detrimental to what our goal is.
Go
with
hit
these
that share button.
brackets.
I was just trying to get more votes.
It's
I want legitimate votes. This is not a fake one like last week. We're not trolling people.
Yes.
I want legitimate votes. And if you want to get,
Mail in those votes, people.
if you want to get them in or get someone on there like that's not written, then the only way they'll get on there is by enough feedback.
It's not just about sandwiches either. It's about what kind of person you are. You can explain, not explain, but it's a proclamation of your character.
Is this again with the cereal the same thing?
It is.
5
your
seconds.
favorite sub place will tell me what kind of person you are. for
Okay,
sure.
well, hold on a second. Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's a podcast broadcast stream. We're hanging out here live. You could see us. You could comment along. And earlier in the show, Rico basically gave me my cereal horoscope. He was able to tell me the type of person I was based off the type of cereal I prefer off of 2 choices. Now he's trying to claim to claim that he can do the same thing based off of our sub sandwich shop preferences, as we just released a bracket asking you what your favorite sub sandwich shop national chain is, and people are commenting along. So okay, you know us well though, Rico. We'll start off with Powers. Powers, what is your favorite national sub chain?
As I stated earlier, and I'll tell you why. Subway. Because no sandwich tastes better when you crumple up an entire bag of Doritos on it and smash it down.
Again, this man, I'm convinced that he's a 12-year-old that made a wish to be in an adult's body and didn't get everything like he ordered it on Wish. And there he is. Because this guy putting crumpled up Doritos on a sandwich is a great stoner move.
Yeah.
Classic.
It's not an adult way to eat a sandwich.
That's a delicious way to eat a sandwich. Let me tell you.
Where's the juice?
He texts me that he's like, I'm convinced you're a child that made a wish to just grow up. And I'm like, I took a screenshot. I think that's the best compliment I've ever received.
yeah. It's true. So, okay, based off of him putting crumpled up Doritos on his sub sandwich, what is the horoscope there, Rico?
He's definitely read every serial killer manifesto.
Okay.
He uses Irish Spring, not Dove soap.
Okay.
He is correct.
Yeah. Wait till the end to give him a full report. But
He used to burn ants with a magnifying glass, and he moved on to grasshoppers and maybe other little small creatures.
he's too pure-hearted
I
for
don't
that.
know. Subway tells me a lot.
He thinks I'm some sort of nihilist.
He's
hiding some
he
evil.
was correct on the Irish Spring, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Couldn't even
Cool.
smell it. I can just tell. Subway, come on.
All right. Well, me, I'm a Jersey Mike's kind of guy. So That's my fan. I like a cold submarine is what I call my sandwiches.
Oh.
Yeah, they're submarines. So what would my horoscope be, Rico?
I don't know. Horoscope or like what you use to use hygiene. Maybe you put Pantene Pro V in that beard.
It does look nice.
When you go to the gas station, you definitely go for the premium gas, not just the regular unleaded.
No, see, swinging and missing.
Oh man!
First off, I mean, you know me, I'm too broke and frugal to spend extra.
You've seen
on
every
anything.
Jennifer Aniston movie.
I was gonna say, if he was getting a Potbelly sandwich, maybe that's a guy that uses premium.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a guy that put his hazards on and parked in the fire zone.
Yeah,
Be
but
like,
this
it's
is a
only going to
man
be a
who-
couple minutes.
You just told me that there's air pockets in the meat configuration they have, so he
Right.
has refined taste.
Pinky's out. He
Yes.
does have his refined taste, and that's what
Yeah.
I said against him.
I'm a snob.
You can go on and on about your folded meat and your air in your sandwich. You know what tastes better than air? Crushed nacho cheese Doritos.
Again.
Done.
Yeah. Every 7-year-old listening agrees. We're going to
Cheeto
continue this
fingers right
conversation.
now.
We're going to continue this conversation on the podcast broadcast stream. You can join us there. And we got more Beef Vegan Presents coming up after Bad Wolves. So keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. And clear. Are you howling now?
He howled.
Every insert of a song.
He's just Wolfman Jack over here.
Bad Wolves. Wolfman Jack.
That was the first thing that came to your mind. You're like, oh, yeah.
That's so
Bad
funny.
Wolves. Oh.
It's a wolf. They howl, bro.
Oh.
Are you high?
I just love for the
I
morning
am.
radio.
Ah.
So funny. We'll back to this.
Rico the wolf.
Yeah, there he is. Listen, Rico the Wolf.
All right, David said it's not a sub shop, but I prefer toppings. But what toppings I prefer that defines me. What was your comment?
It's very Batman-esque. I like
Yeah.
it.
So, well, that's the thing,
So
David.
there's
So then
some
who's
that
got the
chooses
best
me.
topics? Because I saw some people in the comments on the actual graphic. Go check it out. And Mike, you got to learn how to use new tabs. He's like, I'd have to leave the stream.
Okay, no, let's break that down. Who does have the best toppings? You can't say Subway has the best toppings for
Yeah,
subs.
they do. They have the most options of toppings. Everything's cold and crisp.
Swiss,
Delicious.
American, any kind of cheese you want.
Look, okay, so which messed with their menu. So I can't even say that they had the best toppings, but they have the best toppings down, but they did. I'll tell you what, when I would go to Which, they had caramelized onions and crispy onions that you could add to it. So this is my Which go-to. I would do a chicken cordon bleu. I love doing this, right? So sliced chicken breast, ham, and then with that, I would do the caramelized onions, the crispy onions, throw some mushrooms on that, double cheese, preferably Swiss because it's French. Okay, and then I would get the hot peppers on there too. Add a little kick, and some mayo. Don't forget the juice. Got to put the juice on there, and that was good. So which was always great on that aspect. But they consolidated their menu to make it quicker. And they took a lot of the great things that I loved about them out. So I don't think which is going to advance in the bracket. What do you think is the best toppings options for sub restaurants there, Rico?
That's a toughie.
It is a toughie.
Because I'm more focused on the meat and the bread. The toppings, I'm the kind of guy who goes for like the spinach and the balsamic vinegar. I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
So I don't go too much for the whole spread. So I'm the wrong guy to ask about toppings.
Well, here's the funny
unfortunately.
thing about some of this.
Well,
is
you said
that
Firehouse. Oh, go ahead.
The
Things
way
are
that
bread.
a lot of it has to do with eating habits. Because again, you talk about Subway now. Would I go to Subway to get an Italian BM? No, I don't want an Italian sandwich from Subway. They don't know what they're doing over there.
Right.
But I've like my favorite sandwich happens to be a Subway sandwich. I like the cold cut trio and all that other crap I put on it. Right.
Okay.
So that's the thing. If you hang out with beef, and this is what I noticed, if we go to the Dutch Brothers, if we go to Dunkin' Donuts, if we go to the sandwich shop, he might just get something different every time.
And all of them want to bang him there.
And well, that's true as well.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. And like, I'm not that way. So you got to think about your eating habits. When we're talking about certain places, like I'm talking about specific, I get like one sandwich at this place all the time. Whereas he'll go like, oh, I'm going to go to Bagels. Well, this week I'll try this, or this week I'll try that.
Yes.
So I think you do have a broader palette when it comes to this. Because
Yeah,
I'm
damn right, 'cause I'm an
basing
expert.
it. Yeah. And I'm basing it on like, oh, I like that one thing. And I kind of never veer away from it.
Because it satisfies you fully.
And that's what it is. So it's kind of weird.
I got a couple stories. So I used to live by Mr. Good Sense up in Phoenix when I had my roommate Josh, who's a junkie and in prison right now. But I would order.
They call them cellmates.
Yeah. I would order like just a ham and Swiss from there. And with all my toppings. And he asked me, so whenever we would order it for delivery, he's like, why do you always order the same thing? And I told him, I was like, dude, I made my way through the menu twice. I know what I like now based off of that. But I definitely tried everything on the menu.
Wow.
And this is my favorite out of all of them. And that would be my go-to. But yeah, so when I go to a place, like first time I went to like Jersey Mike's or any of them, I'll start off with what I feel like will be my favorite. Then the next time I'll do something new and I'll work my way through a menu. And then based off of that, then I'll know what my standard's going to be.
I think that is a rarer quality in people. I swear, because I think people
That's
aren't
weird.
adventurous. I think that's adventurous.
What did I tell you about characteristics and sandwich? See,
You didn't
Now
tell
you're
me any of that. You told me premium gas.
just things that you do, not who you are. Whatever.
I think it's important.
You
and
manscape every Wednesday.
I do get mad at people that I take out to eat who just go for the same normal things. And the same thing with my daughter. I try to teach her because,
Variety.
kids growing up, you want chicken strips wherever they go.
Right.
Mozzarella sticks.
Right. And I try to break her of that habit and be like, no, we're trying something different. And I suggested that too when I would show people Jersey Mike's. It's a pleasure of mine to bring people to Jersey Mike's for the first time. Because it is.
No, that's true. He told when we went to
What'd
Chiba
you
Hut the other
think?
day, he's so excited. So like, oh, what are you gonna get? Like,
Yeah.
I get it. That's awesome.
But people already know you're a fan of it, so they don't want to disappoint you. Like, yeah, it's great. Behind your back. It's
No,
garbage.
first off, I'm not going to take him to a shitty place. At least I have the confidence in knowing if I say something's going to be good when it's food, that it's pretty good.
Like that taco place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. that
Was I
good.
wrong?
No.
Yeah,
you're actually
Taco
right.
Absent.
That was great.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Exactly. So, back to the best toppings. Firehouse Subs is a sub place that you enjoy. And I enjoy Firehouse Subs toppings because they have essentially sauteed mushrooms. And when I look at places like that where they're not the fresh mushrooms, but the canned mushrooms with the melt, that I prefer that. And so Firehouse Sub doing that makes them a good sub in my mind. And that's why I would put them in the top 5.
Oh.
Here's my
You bring
top
up mushrooms a lot. You like that mushrooms?
I do like mushrooms, but I understand that a lot of people don't like mushrooms. So, I would take that out of consideration when I'm trying to break down what would be the best overall. So here's my top 5 that I would break down based off our bracket. Okay, so let me pull up this bracket here just so we could see it. So we have a visual, and make sure you comment as well. And Chiba Hut should be on there. I have a soft spot for Chiba Hut.
I think they're going to get written in.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
that's good. Obviously the toasted sub aspect of it's good. Everyone likes hot sandwich.
I want to hear like local chefs weigh in on this.
Well, I do have friends that are local chefs. I
That's
can
what I'm
call
saying.
Chef Gary or
Call
invite
Chef
him
Gary,
on
be
the
like,
stream.
bro.
So based off this, my top 5, okay. Coming in number 5, we're going local. And that's Baggins. I'm doing Baggins.
I've never been there.
Well, they're expensive and they're sandwiches, but they're big sandwiches and they're tasty. I actually was just at Baggins less than 2 weeks ago, and it was fantastic. They got soup as well. And yeah, so Baggins makes a mean sandwich.
I'm getting hungry
They
now.
have egg salad sandwiches. Not too many places you can get fresh egg salad, and it's pretty bomb. And when you're craving egg salad, there's only one thing you could do to satisfy that craving, and that's get egg salad. So Baggins.
Chicken salad.
All right.
Now, I
Whatever,
just
Subway.
I got into chicken salad actually, so you're right.
Okay.
But I only get it from the grocery store.
Right. So, okay, Baggins is number 5. Coming in at number 4 on this list would have to be, and this is a shitty list, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
because there are so many great other options, but I would have to go Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's based off the bread and how fast it is, but I don't like the way they lay their meats. I don't. Yeah, you have to fold your meats, and they don't know that. They're just slapping it on there, but the bread is good.
Jimmy John don't play like that.
Right. So that's number 4. Coming in at number 3 for me would be Firehouse Sub. Firehouse Subs bread tastes sweet to me, and they're hot. The way that they heat it up, they steam it, and that steaming it makes their bread kind of like chewy, but not like microwavable chewy.
Okay.
And it makes it very good. And then you could add the toppings. Their toppings are pretty standard.
Were they pretty transparent about their process, by the way, or did you sneak in the back?
I keep an eye
Did you
out.
steam these?
First off, all these sub
Oh.
places, for the most part, you could see them make your sub, right? EG's you can't, but you can see through the drive-through window.
Oh, you see all the steam rising up from Firehouse?
Yeah, no, I noticed that what they do is they'll grab a bag of meat. So say you get like a turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
They grab the bag of turkey, right? It's in a bag, and then they drop it into like basically boiling water and they steam it. Same thing with their mushrooms and everything, and then they boom. That's how the cheese gets all melted.
Steam centric.
Yeah. So Firehouse Subs number 3.
Which is the one that has this as like the logo? They give the stickers
Sonic
out
the
like
Hedgehog?
that. No, they give the stickers out. Yeah,
I don't know.
it's a different sandwich.
Japan?
All right, we got
Go
less than
on.
2 minutes. So coming in number 2, personally, and this is before they started messing with the menu, but they had great options and you could really customize it. It was Witch Witch. Witch Witch was fantastic. And there's only one in town. It's up on Oracle on the north side. I drive out of my way when I have that craving. My girlfriend was really into it too because they had black bean options. But again, they fucked with their menu, and I don't know if they're going to stay number 2. But for the sake of this list, they're number 2. Number 1 is no surprise because number 1 is East Coast submarine sandwich to the T. It is the definition of East Coast. You grew up in New York. Am I wrong?
Hey,
You are not wrong.
This
Right.
guy.
If it was still in business, East Coast Super Subs would be my number 1.
Yes, East Coast Super Subs was
I love
fantastic. Absolutely.
Big Tony's from me.
Jersey Mike's, you could go hot or cold on any of the subs, right? And this is not a commercial. This is just what I like about them. So I could even get like a number 5, get a ham, capicool, and provolone, and I can have them
Capicool.
throw it up on the grill and heat it up, melt the cheese, slap it on the bread. And then they put the juice, which is oil, vinegar, salt, pepper, and oregano. That's what makes a sub. Add some mayo for me, and then you got your secret sauce. So that's my top 5. So not on the list. Sorry, EG's. Sorry, not sorry, Subway. And Potbelly. You're too expensive and too small. If your sandwiches were bigger for the price that you're charging, 100% you'd be in the top 5.
Take notes.
Yeah. So fix it.
Fix it.
Fix it. Get to work.
You heard it here first. Fix it.
Yeah. Sausage Jelly is good, but not a national chain. All right. Going back on, but we're going to switch gears in what we're talking about.
Contested.
Okay.
I'm salivating too much.
I know.
to be
I'm
honest
just
with
getting
you
hungry
smacking your
now. I'm
lips.
like,
you. Yeah, I'm 100% salivating. All right, here we go. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. This is a new definition or a higher standard of lazy. What's the best way to describe this actually? Because, okay, I'll start this off with a question. Have you ever, because you didn't want to go anywhere, DoorDash something that you knew you could have just went out and got and saved yourself a bunch of money?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, like give me an example. Rico.
McDonald's.
You're right.
I
mean,
was like super lazy one night. I had like sweatpants on and like a half shirt, and I was just like
you should feel bad.
grotesque.
You should feel bad about
McDonald's,
that.
Like
Absolutely.
$28 for like a number 5 and like a McFlurry.
See, that's insane. That is insane.
Yeah.
And that's not even
Disgusting.
the craziest thing that I've seen because the story that I'm looking at right now is crazier than ordering McDonald's through DoorDash, which unless you don't have any legs or vehicle,
Lieutenant Dan.
you should never do that. Especially because they're going to charge you a delivery fee. There's so many different fees that go in to these kind of services. So the cheap stuff, it just doesn't make sense. Well, I came across a story of a viral video on TikTok of a person who ordered a Fanta.
No.
Yes,
How much?
just a Fanta. One simple Fanta, which either you're super lazy or just a baller move, right? We're like, I'm thirsty.
I want a
bitch.
Fanta.
Yeah, I want to spend a lot of money on a Fanta because I
Bring it to
can.
me. It's
Yeah.
a power move.
You see my watch? It's expensive. You see my Fanta? Costs more than my watch.
Yep.
So the delivery driver actually made this video. It's 1 16-ounce bottle of Fanta. All right, now the bottle itself costs $2.49.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But then you got to add in the $6.99 delivery charge,
Yep.
right? The $3 service charge, the 37-cent tip, and then 20 cents tax. And that's the cost of convenience. So adding all that up, the grand total for this was around, I want to say $16.
That's amazing.
No, $13.05 for a Fanta.
For a 16-ounce Fanta.
For a 16-ounce Fanta. And we're looking at it on the podcast broadcast stream.
Paid for the experience.
Yeah, you can see this guy ring it up. So yeah, the $2.50 is what the bottle would initially cost. And then everything else came out to $13.05 for one Fanta.
See, I thought it was gonna be much more than that, but still $13
No.
for it's like airport prices.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Basically what it is. Like I'm gonna pay 20 bucks
That's
for a sandwich.
psychotic.
It's a drink. If it's $13 and it doesn't even get me drunk, get it out of my face.
You really want a Fanta, you're going to pay $13.
Yeah. So that's super lazy. We got more Beef Vegan Presents. We're going to continue the conversation here on the podcast broadcast stream. You can join us on the Rock 102.1 Facebook page or on YouTube. More Beef Vegan Presents next. And just do my
Fanta, don't you want to?
Don't you want to?
Remember those hot girls? They danced around the Fanta girls?
Yeah.
What happened to the Fanta girls?
Yeah, they were great. I love me some
They're
Fanta
strong,
girls.
independent women.
Who wrote it before? Someone wrote. Mike wrote. Schlotsky's is delicious. I forgot about Schlotsky's Deli.
Schlotsky's is
Schlotsky's?
delicious. Yes. They're all going out of business, unfortunately.
I know they're gone.
It's a tough
I
racket,
think there was
man.
one over near the Toys R Us and they went out of business.
Yeah, there was
wow,
one.
by proximity, they both
Yep.
went out of business.
Yeah, because then
All the customers from Toys R Us went over to Schlotsky's. What's up?
That's too bad, too, because their bread was amazing.
Yeah.
Big circle bread.
Yep.
That thing looked like a pizza pie.
a pizza pie.
Oh, that's right. They did have the circle sandwiches, huh?
Mhm. Yeah.
Like hamburgers, but they're subs.
Yeah, Schlotsky's was good. Why do you think they went out of business?
Oh,
They're Schlotskin
I have
around.
no idea. I mean, honestly, like, it's just branding. I think more than anything else, you just got to do that sort of stuff. Have you ever seen when you got this many things? And that was before Potbelly showed up. And then Potbelly shows up, and I was already second one and the third one. Like these franchises, you got to kind of dominate an area and you got to promote. I very rarely saw any type of advertising for Schlotsky's Deli.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
If you were to start a sub business, Beef, what would you call it? And then what would be your how would you stand out?
I wouldn't even start one. I would just do a chain now.
A chain.
I
a
would
franchise?
I would invest in either Chiba Hut or Jersey Mike's. In fact, actually, I get jealous at there's a guy. I went to Jersey Mike's and he was weighing out the meats, and I was like, "Oh, it's being a little frugal there, huh?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm the GM." I'm like, And then I look and I was like, "That's pretty cool job, bro."
Mhm.
I just host a radio show. That's okay, but you're a GM at Jersey Mike's. You're living the dream. You must be getting all the women. and honestly, like that, I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm like, I was jealous of his, possible income, and then
I
he
was
just
gonna say,
surrounded by sandwiches.
Yeah.
all the time.
He's getting all free sandwiches. Might make six figures. He's doing all right.
Yeah,
I feel like there's
100%.
like a Willy Wonka movie out there of just a giant sandwich factory, and Beef's in there like a child, just like,
Look at the mayo
come with
fountain.
me. And
This-
exactly.
This is the only thing that's preventing me from going into having anxiety attacks, because it's a very stressful position to be in, to have my own morning show. During a time when we're trying to build up the station and just radio in general. So at any point they could pull the rug out from underneath me. And I know this, and that's a very unsettling feeling. But at the same time, knowing that I could probably make more money working at a gas station it's a comforting feeling. Like, I don't want to lose this job. I love doing this. Right. This is my passion. I spent the last 12 years of my life every day dedicated to this craft.
But you're not doing it for the money.
No. In fact, actually, it's probably been detrimental, me chasing this dream for so long in my silver years. When I start getting 50 and 60, I'm going to be that guy that works 3 jobs and probably work myself to death. I'm definitely not in a position to benefit my future, but at the same time, I'm like, hey, I got some cool stories, bro. Live your dreams.
No, it's worth it. Trust me.
Yeah.
Take it from a guy who used to work at a grocery store. And boy, the last couple years of doing that, I was practically suicidal.
That's true.
Because you also got horrible bosses that are far worse because you're in a labor-based job and you have to work a cash register and be phony to people for 5 hours and stand on your feet for 8. And, oh, you know what? You're not smiling enough. You're fired.
Yeah.
No, after that.
No,
I
you're
remember
right.
when they made me one of the last things. Just go face the aisles. Just go do that. I had to pull products forward. I did it for an hour and a half. They're like, oh, you done? Go start again. And that was because I had a vicious
camp.
Yeah, I had a vicious assistant manager that showed up that just nepotism and all that stuff that I just got abused out of that job.
Was that the worst job you ever had?
Toward the end of it, yes.
Yes, but at the beginning, it was the best job you ever had.
Yeah, because I did the signs. I drew.
Yeah.
So most of my job was at the Trader Joe's grocery store. So I would draw the signs.
Right.
And it was great. And they paid well. And then they got bought out. And then they just sold out. You can't get raises. You can't get stuff. It's tough. I'm not going to go into it.
Rico, what was the worst job you ever had?
Oh God. Actually, really, I'm lucky because I've never really had one of those soul crushing jobs.
Right.
I worked in corporate back in Scottsdale, Tempe, years back, 2012, where it's doing, I was at a car, was it like a auto mall, like a big corporate one, you know what I mean? But doing like social media for them. But I was around the entire, it's like the car salesman aesthetic. Like it's just like they didn't understand social media, photography, promoting. This is back in 2012, which is ages ago compared to now.
Right.
And they didn't get it. I was like an annoying guy with the camera, like, hey, we should do a post about this car with you talking about the engine specs. And he's just like, I want to stand at the door and like carnival bark at customers coming in. Like they're not ready to like get on that level. So that was kind of like a weird soul crushing mentality at first. Cause it's like, you just felt useless.
Yeah.
You're just online all day, putting out BS, working with like a third party, promoter, marketer and team. It's just like, it wasn't soul crushing, but it definitely was like one of those, like I could be doing so much more with this talent kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I hear stories of people, dealing with bad managers and just dealing, I mean, when I was working at the comedy club up in Tempe as well, I mean, thank God we're all like family. The managers were cool, but I understood working as a server, anybody in the service industry dealing with that level of just dickishness, people all the time, and how just closing out as a server, doing all the closing duties, getting out at like 4 a.m., going partying with your friends and rinse and repeat every single day. And I mean, that would take a toll. But
right,
I got the pick.
Yeah, show the shirt.
It's Nirvana.
Yeah.
The music, bro.
See, look at that. After we did a troll list, Rico comes in with a troll shirt. It's amazing. I was like, that's not Nirvana. You motherfucker.
It's not Kurt Cobain.
Yeah. And after we fought and he beat me up in the parking lot, he told me it was just a joke. I was like, oh,
want to join my cult
when I did.
Yeah.
Settle down, you two.
I would say the most soul crushing job for me beyond my family business was serving. And I loved serving, but serving lunches at PF Chang's, it was too close to Sun City where all the old people would come in.
Oh, yeah.
So serving and getting, these high maintenance customers that don't know how to tip was the most frustrating thing. In fact, actually, I know that I would have little freak out episodes. I punched a couple freezers, out of frustration and anger based off of people. But the actual like serving itself, I enjoyed. It was the people I didn't. If I just didn't have to serve people ruin everything.
And that's why I worked at Grill. Remember that? Oh, you missed Grill. You only moved here 5 years ago. Grill was a restaurant in downtown that we had the rules. This is our house. This is not your house. We can do whatever we want to these people.
One of those places.
Wait, was it like one of those Dick's Last Resort type things?
So Dick's is like a chain like that.
Kinda
so this
like that.
existed for a long time. It's just this regular place in Tucson that we just do whatever we want because we're the only place open at 2 a.m.
Wow. Yeah.
And you have to deal with those riffraffs. So we were able to do whatever we wanted.
Nice.
And it was amazing.
Yes.
Go leave a bad Yelp review. I don't give a shit.
Real quick, we talked about the latest dating trend today. It's
hardballing.
Hardballing. And if you missed it, it went a little something like this. Yes, we go live at 9 a.m. And if you don't have time for that, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/beefvegan. Check out full podcast episodes, which run an hour, or little highlight clips that we like to post and share and everything else on our social media, on the Instagram. And, I got a couple things I wanted to talk to you real quick. First off, I know which manager posts on our Instagram on the KFMA page because they like to post on every single station that we have the same thing. So
copy and paste.
Yeah. So it's a meme. It's a meme that, this manager saw and thought it was funny. And when that happens, very un-internet or Instagram savvy of this individual, they say, oh, well, everyone's got to see this. So I got to post it on every single one of our Instagram.
It's a Facebook ant.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, so you could follow the Rock 102.1 Instagram page when you get a chance just to like that post and several others. All right, so let's talk about this. You guys are single, both Powers and Rico. Now, I'm not outing you as single guys.
Yeah, just did.
Yeah, I'm just letting the ladies know.
It's on my Facebook profile. I mean, it's fine.
Okay, good.
I put widowed just for fun.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
get that sympathy.
Nothing says fun like widowed.
Yeah, just because love is dead.
I like to keep you guys updated on the latest dating trends, and this one I actually kind of agree with, but you could do it wrong. So I'm gonna say this with like a fair warning before you attempt to do what's called hardballing.
Oh no!
Yeah, because it can backfire, and it's not as fun as it sounds. But they say this is a way to approach a first date. You got to treat it like an emotionless corporate merger, right? and that's what
Already
they
liking
say.
this.
They ask the question, have you heard of the new dating term hardballing yet? Hardballing is when you approach dating in a no-nonsense way, like, okay, we're playing hardball here.
Oh,
Like you're negotiating a contract. You know,
Mhm.
it's like basically here's the deal: you can have an appetizer and a dessert and 2 cocktails, but I get hand love.
oh my God, you're a
You're
monster.
playing hardball. That's hardball, Powers. All right, so you're basically letting the other person know what you're looking for and whether that's serious and long term or just casual fling.
I'm not looking for coffee and dessert. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looking for the real deal.
that's right. So the idea is to set expectations and have no confusion whatsoever and not waste time. Do you think hardballing would work for you on a first date setup?
No, that's a bit too staunch for me, I think, thinking like that. Can I volley back after maybe ask Rico what he thinks? I don't know.
Sure. All right, Rico. Did you date while you were in Mexico? You were hanging out with hot ladies.
Yeah, I was in a cult, dude.
Oh yeah, I know, but yeah,
It's a sex cult.
did you ever
yeah.
have any one-on-one time, or was it always group
Yeah,
activities?
it was fun.
Okay.
It was group activities, not really group activities.
When
I wasn't hardballing, let's just say that.
Okay, but when he said, "Yeah, it was funny,"
Yeah,
and
it
he
was
raised
fun.
his voice, to me, that says he got laid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, all
Yeah, it was
right.
good.
That's good. But anyways, back to the dating
What
strategy.
in Mexico?
So my strategy that I've implemented as I've gotten a bit older is, you know what you got to do? And this isn't new advice. I think just take yourself out. Like if I'm going on a date, I'm like, oh, we should go to this arcade or my favorite place to eat. This way, if it's just like not the best time, I'm like, well, you know what? I went and got a steak at my favorite place. I had a fun time doing this. And then sure, it didn't go anywhere, but I don't feel like I spent an entire night and a ton of money doing things I don't want to do at places.
Rock 102.1. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Sorry, I had pressed some buttons here. Rolling Stone just released this list yesterday. It kind of surprised me. 10 highest paid musicians of 2021. Now, of course, touring was a non-factor.
Okay, so it's not touring.
Well, I mean, some people were touring, but they
True.
weren't touring enough and doing big enough shows to make this list.
Right.
And this list is occupied by mega millionaires. In fact, and it's mostly men and Taylor Swift. So who would you assume would be on this list?
My question is mostly older folks.
Yes and no.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I'm going to say Bon Jovi.
There are some surprises on this.
Kiss.
Well, see, Kiss is not on the list because
No, I
Kiss
know.
couldn't do their annual
We're retired-
Juggalo.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're retired.
no.
Yeah. Their Boomer Juggalo festival. So what we have here is a list of the top 10. Like Taylor Swift made $80 million.
John Mellencamp, where are you?
Wait, you're jumping the gun. Well, Mellencamp's not on there. Of course not. That's not relevant. But Taylor Swift is, because she made $80 million by reselling all of her albums.
Mm.
So this is how she was
Oh.
able to do it. Because we know about Scooter Braun buying her catalog and then having the loophole of her just re-recording the same songs and not really even changing them, then release them, and then she gets
Wow.
all that
Yep.
money back. So
Genius.
Really?
she basically double dipped.
That's
And
amazing.
That with her partnerships with the likes of Peloton and Starbucks paid her pretty well. So $80 million
Yep.
on that list.
Power
Blake
move.
Shelton. So most of these people on the list are
Holy
here
crew.
because they sold their catalogs.
Right. We were
we-
talking about that.
Yes, we've been doing this. Like Bruce Springsteen, #1 artist. He
Wow.
sold his catalog for a
Damn.
record. What was it? $590 million.
Wow.
All right. So this is all of his music, and older artists and just artists that are established have been doing this recently because all these hedge funds figured out that licensing deals is big money and money into the future.
Yeah.
So they're investing in that. And these artists are like, yeah, I'll take $600 million.
Yeah. The
For-
record companies are
Right.
the ones that are kind of blown. They're like, wait a minute, everyone's buying the rights to the things that we were going to just automatically buy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah. And so Bruce Springsteen was #1 on that list. Coming in #2
Damn.
is an artist who did not sell his catalog, but we all know who he is. Jay-Z.
Heck yeah.
This is crazy. You say, heck yeah, why?
I don't know. I'm just sure he's just doing mega moves, and I think it's all behind the scenes stuff because he's producing.
He's a businessman.
In a way, there is one kind of like sketchy part of this.
Oh.
He's hip hop's first billionaire, right? So he made that $470 million last year. Last February, he sold half of his Armand de Brignac champagne
Oh,
to a luxury giant for $300 million. So he was invested in the champagne game. and sold it for $300 million.
Yeah.
So that must be good sparkling wine.
Yeah, that's what they all do.
All right. And then he also sold, this is the shenanigans part, Tidal. You know, that streaming service he tried to start up where he's like, artists are going to get paid more here. But they're not because no one's going to listen to it.
Yeah.
So he sold that he originally purchased it for $56 million. He was able to sell it to Square, the company that has the little debit card things, for $302 million.
Wow.
Yeah. And his portfolio also includes partnerships with Puma and Tiffany & Co. So that's pretty gangster.
Some high end.
Yeah. Paul Simon made the list, $260 million selling his catalog. Kanye West made the list just for being Kanye.
Yep.
And releasing
The worst
records.
photo of Kanye.
I think everyone's purposely trolling Kanye.
Yeah.
It's just like, what's the worst? Okay, good. He looks fat in that. Good. Post that. We want Kanye to flip out on us.
I'm not fat.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and then rounding out the top 5 is somebody nobody knows the name of. Ryan Tedder.
One Republic.
That's right. That's the spoiler. I was going to ask you guys if you knew who Ryan Tedder is.
I read it right there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. So yes, Ryan Tedder is One Republic's frontman. If you're asking yourself, how the hell does One Republic sell their catalog for $200 million? Well, he didn't. He has wrote hit songs for very prolific artists such as Adele. He is a songwriter, and he sold off that catalog.
Wow.
And it's $200 million. So the good news for him is he's rich. The bad news for us is he has money to finance more One Republic albums. All right, we're going to wrap things up with your beef tip right after a quick break. So keep it right here, Rock 102.1 KFMA. All right.
Look at all that money.
All that money.
Invest.
Let's see what the comments are saying. Never even heard of One Republic. There you go.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Because you're a man's man.
That's right. Give me some of that Boss Springsteen.
Being single means more freedom. Yeah, that's correct.
Freedom isn't free.
Look at this terrible Twitch comment, but also, I don't know.
So the haha bear. Will you say I love the haha bear? I will upload this on my Instagram at They Love the Haha Bear, and we'll mention your Twitch. Just a fun account.
What is this, Cameo?
Okay. Yeah, I got this. I got you, haha bear.
Go beef.
Hey, this is Beef Vegan from Beef Vegan Presents on Rock 102.1 KFMA, and I love the haha bear. It better not be some weird porn thing.
It's gonna be some like hentai, some Japanese site.
I'm like, then I don't. I don't.
I love the haha bear, and it's like some big guy with no shirt on. He's like, he loves me.
Yeah, that's internet code for child balls.
Oh my
no,
God.
I don't love the haha bear.
It was a deep fake, I promise. I don't know.
That's what you get for being a good sport. You know? Go figure.
The road to hell is paved with good haha bear intentions.
What was that?
That was good enough time for a drop. All right, what else? Let's read some of these comments here. Oh, there was something I did want to show you. You guys see that tsunami and the tornado?
Oh, the volcano?
The volcano.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that was insane. I saw footage from outer space because I'm into space stuff.
I actually have a satellite image here. So if you guys haven't seen this, there's an underwater volcano that exploded, and they say it was a once in 1,000-year explosion.
Sure.
Betty White dies, and we have a super volcano underwater. This is a great start, everybody.
That's see, you're onto something there.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Betty White is Cthulhu. Who knew that?
Yeah, I gotta open up this page here.
Cthulhu's just waiting for her to die. He's like, finally, I can destroy Earth.
Yes. All right, check this out, Powers. I know you didn't see this. All right, because it's current events, but I will show you.
No, I might have seen this. Nice try, but go ahead.
Look at this. This is satellite images showing
Remember,
the scale. Look at that.
I love volcanoes. What the?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you didn't see this.
insane.
No, I didn't see this. I saw
This
a
is from
different
space, and that is
That's
the eruption.
insane.
and that caused the
thing. I would say
tsunami
that caused a tsunami, right?
all over the place.
Holy jeez.
This is part of the tsunami.
Were there any like habitable islands that were like direct impact from that, like right there?
Yes.
I was gonna say, that's
yeah. In
insane.
fact, actually, there are SOS signals going off from these island areas,
That's insane.
and they can't find the people. And you're seeing before and after images of these islands. They're almost like private islands that look green and lush with a nice house in the middle, completely wiped out from this. So the tsunami on some of these islands essentially buried the island underwater, and then it resubmerged.
How big was that from space? Like if that was on a U.S. map, where would that? How big was that? That looks terrifying.
They say, I don't know.
Yeah, that was dramatic. That was
I have more. I have more images here to share with you guys because it is crazy to check out.
My conspiracy mind was like, was that Epstein Islands over there? And like the Maxwell
guys,
tapes?
They just
destroy all them with the super volcano.
Yeah, let's just
But most guys don't do anything.
That's how they
A
get
massive
that's how they clear
undersea
their
volcanic
bookmarks.
eruption in the
Exactly.
island country
here's some more.
of
Check this
Tonga
out.
caused a
This is
wave
sea level,
surge
so
in
you
the
can see it
Pacific on
better.
Saturday and has resulted
So
in
imagine
triggering
also that
tsunami
was the smoke
warnings
that you see
in
from
Japan
space,
and
obviously,
the
because that's
Pacific
just gonna keep
Islands.
getting bigger
The
and bigger.
Japan
This is
Meteorological
underwater when it
Agency
erupted, so it
said
wasn't just
that
smoke,
it
it's steam, it's
expected
everything. Look at
surge
that. Look at that.
wave of
Oh,
up to
wow.
3 meters or 10
Even
feet
being in a
to
helicopter
reach
that close,
the
it's like,
Amami
that's
and
okay.
Tokara
Look at
Islands.
that. Oh.
In a briefing, the
That's what I'm saying,
Japanese
like, was that a
meteorological
mile? Was
officials
that
urged people
this, like,
not to
like,
go
what's the
near the
scale of
sea
Look it up.
until
That's
the
ridiculous.
tsunami
No, I'm gonna-
advisory
we won't do it on
and
stream. It's just
some
like-
Let's see if Dave
serious
did his homework.
tsunami warnings
Well,
have
you
been
can't,
lifted.
you can't
The
answer
warning,
questions.
the
Well, I mean, I
first
did my
in
homework on a
more
lot
than
of stuff,
5
but,
years, covered several
I don't have those
specific
answers off the top
areas.
of my head.
The
many
eruption of the
kilometers?
underwater
Yeah.
What are the
Hua
coordinates?
Tonga
You remember who
Hyuga
you're talking
Apai
to?
volcano
Look at that.
has
Look how far
sparked
high up in the
tsunami
sky it's
alerts
going.
across
Yeah.
the
And they
South
also
Pacific.
show the before
Over
and after
100
the island that it
families
erupted. It
were
basically split it in
evacuated
two.
on Saturday from the shoreline Samoan
yes.
villages after a
There was
violent
this video and the
volcanic
one that
eruption in
blew
the
my mind. It was
Pacific
really, really
island
sad.
country
The
of
one, I don't know
Tonga
if it was like
caused
in
waves
Brazil,
of
but
surge.
those
The
boats
Russian
that got hit
emergency
by that rock
authorities
slide,
in the
that
Pacific
cliff that
District
fell.
coast
Yes,
of
that
Shackleton
was
said
insane.
But that's
that
a
the
totally different
underwater
thing.
eruption could
That's a
trigger
different tragedy.
waves up to 20
They're not related.
centimeters.
Is what I'm saying. But yes,
I'm just saying mind-blowing footage lately, and I'm like, that's sad.
we're not doing the segment and be like, watch these people die.
No, I know. Nature's crazy. That's
Oh,
all
you
I'm
can hear
saying.
the audio? Probably. No. All right.
There's lightning in there
Sorry.
too.
Sorry, you heard the audio. What did the audio sound like, actually? I was curious. Oh, yeah. You could hear it. Oh, we didn't even hear that. So let me try it again.
Emergency authorities in the Pacific District
Chaos
coast of
ASMR.
Shackleton said that the underwater eruption could trigger waves up to 20 centimeters.
Yeah, brutal.
Nature, you scary.
Nature,
know.
you scary. And it was like an underwater volcano. So
The
it's
lightning.
like no one, I mean, obviously there's people who knew it existed, but most people probably didn't even know it was there. And then all of a sudden you're like, what? Out of nowhere? You would think Godzilla was attacking, you know? Like there's not supposed to be anything there. And then bam, explosion. Yeah.
20.
See what
Again,
happens when you
everything's in.
fire volcano experts.
All right, I have another quick video to show you from this, and this was on Twitter. And let's see, this is satellite imagery showing shock waves and a massive cloud of smoke rising from the ocean. It's about a 2-hour timeline compressed to 16 seconds. So you're going to see what 2 hours looks like in 16 seconds here on this Twitter post. And I wanted to make this bigger first.
Tonga.
All right, here we go. All right, starting off, there's the eruption.
Look at
See
that.
how
Look at
large
that
it's by
shockwave,
the
yeah.
it's by the island of Samoa.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Fiji Islands.
Brutal,
Yeah, that's crazy.
brutal. Yeah, so that happened over the weekend. How was your weekend?
Pretty fun and fancy free.
Yes.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the,
wait,
in the
no, wait,
desert
can we do
away
that
from
before
natural
this is over?
disaster.
Go to the news and go find me. Now let's go.
Oh,
I did local news.
yeah.
The opposite of that. Let's put
Meanwhile, in Arizona,
let's put a smile on your face with just fake gunfire and antics and shenanigans.
shenanigans.
I know.
So funny.
Which only have about 2 minutes, and we're going to leave you with the beef tip. Thank you guys for watching the stream, saying that ahead of time. And of course, don't forget to like, share, reaction, all that stuff. It's good to see all our streamers in full effect. Rob, I see you. Imagine being a fish in that water when that happened. You're like chilling, talking to your fish
dump.
taking your fish dump, and then boom, a fucking volcano.
You're 20
What the
kilometers
hell?
away.
I don't even think you get a chance for a last thought on that.
Sounds like a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blowing up Nemo.
You're not from here, are you? This is Alaskan cod. Where'd you come from?
Yeah. Let's see. That is brutal. Definitely cray. And it's good to have Rico back. So Rico is going to be back. See, tomorrow we're going to have Powers. And then you're taking off for Disney World.
I'm going to Disney World.
So then we'll have Rico back on Thursday and Friday.
Yay.
And then
my cold.
Yeah, and then hopefully more during next week as well. And then Kat's going to be visiting us this week. I think she's recovered from COVID. So
now, is she or is she still in Florida? Or is she just
No,
showing
she's here.
old
She's
video?
back.
Okay.
She's here. Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I was seeing some old video, I guess.
She's doing the girl thing where she posts old vacation videos and pictures.
you're
Let
one
me
of
tell you,
those
it's
people.
not just that. No, it's not just that. You try to make these videos, they take you 4 or 5 hours. Some of these stupid videos you try to stitch together, it's quite a chore.
Oh, yeah.
That keeps that reminds me actually. I can only follow like maybe 3 of your social media pages. Stop inundating me with follow requests for like 15 different pages.
Branching out.
Yeah, let's
They're all
consolidate.
different. They're all different.
They're not really.
Oh, two doodles is drawings, two toy shelves is toys, and then your best Frank Forever is the rest.
It's getting to be a chore. It's all the following. I look at my list or my feed. They're all posts from Frank on different or
Yeah,
Powers.
you should be inspired. You're gonna have beef sandwich places
Yeah,
and your own
you
little
got that.
separate account.
There's tons of different
Be
things.
inspired. Good for him.
All
He's
right,
I'm
awesome.
your
fine.
best Frank Forever on TikTok now. I just did a whole thing about He-Man.
Yes.
It was great.
Yes. All right, 3 seconds.
Those
Here we go.
Thundercats.
Thundercats.
My bad.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. That's all the time we have for today's show. Don't forget to join us tomorrow. We have tickets to give away for Beef Cheap Seats, and I will have tickets for Coheed and Cambria. Those are 2 pairs of tickets that I didn't give away today, so I'll double up tomorrow and hook you guys up with some cool shows and activities for you to do. And before we leave, though, let me leave you with this. It's time for your beef tip, and this is an actual tip if you want to lose weight. And I actually heard about this way back when, but there's a new study that backs up this claim. My mom actually told me this, of all people. If you want to lose weight and not be so fatty, is what she said, chew your food more. And that's not just like swallowing it, like literally chew it 20 to 30 times before you swallow. Not only will you get to taste it a little bit more and enjoy it, but you're also basically filling up sooner and you're burning calories in the process. Now, researchers in Japan had 3 groups of people eat the same liquid diet during an experiment. One group just swallowed it immediately. Another left it in their mouth for 30 seconds and then swallowed, and then which didn't make a difference. But the third group pretended to chew on the liquid for 30 seconds before swallowing it, and it did make a difference.
Wow.
Yeah, they found that just the act of chewing increased people's metabolism through a process called DIT. Which I'm not going to tell you what that means. You got to Google it. And it only slightly raised their metabolism a bit, but still burned a small number of calories.
Mama's always right.
Yeah. And they say if you do it once, not going to do anything. But if you make it a habit, it could make a difference. So if you're, a little fatty like I was growing up, this is what my mom would tell me before I went to bed every day. Good night, little fat fatty. Fat fatty. Don't forget to chew more, you little fat fatty.
Oh my God.
Dang.
That's what she would say. Then
Mama
maybe
beef.
you would chew a little more and then, increase your metabolism, burn some calories. That's how that works.
That's why you have such a strong jawline. Yeah.
Yeah. I just wish chewing more would give me a chin, but luckily I can grow a beard.
There it is.
So there's your beef tip of the day. Thank you, Rico, for coming in. We will see you again on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Powers, for coming in. We'll be back with you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And for the rest of you guys, Riley's up next. Razor's in the afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
Oh, yeah.
When you wish upon a side of beef,
Peace, guys.
you will come and end to all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.